Hi, welcome to Southerner Conversations. I'm Elise Isakov, and I'm here with theater teacher Jake Dreiling to talk about his recent screenplay that he wrote, which then became a film that Grady students produced called Partners. So, Mr. Dreiling, what was the thought process behind creating a film in this way and then adding it to the drama productions during the fall at Grady?
So usually I either direct the fall one act or the fall full-length show. And in the last couple of years, Mr. Pope has decided that he wants to direct the fall one act, which is wonderful because I did it for many, many years.
Okay.
And so the way it worked out, as the three of us, there's Miss Willoughby, Mr. Pope, and I, we all sort of rotate through different shows.
Okay.
It worked out perfectly this fall that Mr. Pope was directing the one act, Miss Willoughby was directing the full length, and I didn't really have anything to do in the fall.
Okay.
And we had been talking about doing a film at some point in the fall, and since I didn't have anything this fall, we decided this would be the perfect opportunity to do it.
Okay. So you wrote the actual screenplay.
Did, yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that itself?
So for the story?
Yeah.
Well, I knew, and this is kind of, seems not as inspiring in the first place, but I knew that I wanted it to be mostly set at Grady.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make it really easy for the first one, that we didn't have a lot of different locations and, try to do the least amount of difficult things as possible for your first time.
Right.
So I wanted to set it at Grady, and I wanted to make it simple, just two people that would probably not get along and then have them forced together to have to do something. Like somehow two people who would never be together would be forced to be together and have to deal with that. And so I thought of, somebody who was a very strong sort of female character,
Okay.
and then what would be her nemesis. And
Right.
that's where the seed of the story began.
All right. So was there, was there a personal connection when you were watching it just come to life on film? Did you just, I don't know, did you feel like a connection to seeing it just come to life? I don't, the characters acting out what you had written, did that trigger something in you?
Yeah, it's sort of. I'll be honest with you, the idea, I've been directing shows for 20 years now, and I've written a few things here and there, but the ownership of me and the script is not, it's great to see it, but I don't get starstruck at the idea of my words or my thing happening, because it's such a collaborative thing in the first place. So it's more about the people and everybody kind of together making something happen, as opposed to, oh, that's my thing up there. So yeah, there was a little bit of it oh, this is cool, we wrote this film, but they also helped refine it. We did read-throughs to make sure that the language is right, or this was too long, too short. So it was kind of a collaboration. I started with the original script, and they helped refine it.
Right. Okay. So what was it like generally working with Grady students?
Oh, it's always good. I
Right.
mean, this crew, we asked a lot of the actors in techies, because we explained that you couldn't be absent for a shoot, or else you'd have to redo the whole entire day.
Right.
And for the most part, everybody showed up every day, which was not what usually happens with show rehearsals.
Right. So is there something different about shooting a film rather than doing a live drama production?
There is so much different. It's ridiculous how different it is. One of the big differences we found was with the show, it's kind of a ramping up. You start out kind of, easy. You do a couple rehearsals, and then it gets a little bit more intense as you go. And then the last couple weeks are really, really, really intense, and it's long hours, and you're just here forever. And then you finally produce this thing. So it's kind of like an exponential thing.
Right.
Whereas with the film, every single day is final show.
Right.
Got to have the costumes ready, got to have everything ready, but only for a little part of it.
Okay.
So it was we were finishing a tiny little piece of a show every single day, and when we got to the end of it, we were where's the time where we're all freaking out? It's not there. We were oh, we're done. Okay, that's
Right.
it then. So it's different in that it's sort of more of a flat sort of thing. It was intense every day, but there was no ramping up.
Okay. So do you think it demanded something different of the actors themselves and what they had to bring to the table
Oh yeah.
every day, you know?
It was hard because most people have never been shooting on a film for a long period of time. Like they've done small things, but just sort of a long-term film, that's never happened before. And so it was definitely different for everybody. How is it different? I don't know. It was, I guess you'd have to ask them. For me, from my perspective, it was just hard for them to get out of the whole idea of rehearsing, then performing later.
Right.
They had to perform now, and that was hard on
Okay.
day one because
Right.
they're not ready for that yet. It feels like they just started.
Right. Okay, so was there a reason that you chose to make this into a film instead of something that was going to be performed live?
Oh well, the original intent was it's going to be a film. That was, I mean, I didn't want to write a one act or anything like, you know.
Okay.
So I've dabbled in some playwriting, but we've never produced anything
Right.
that's written by any teacher. I don't think. I definitely not by me at least. So the intention from the original, from the outget was film.
Okay, so is there a reason that you think Grady is incorporating more things into film now than live?
Well, to be truthful, it goes back to the idea that Atlanta is, a film hub. And we felt like even, I don't know, way after the time that Atlanta was becoming this,
Right.
we started doing the 48-hour film projects in the summer, started incorporating the film curriculum into all our classes so that we could start making this more of a theater and film program than just theater because of what was happening in Atlanta. So that was
Yeah.
really the reason why we did that.
Okay, so can you see a lot more productions like this one happening in the future, maybe even next semester?
Well, definitely not next semester because we
Okay.
plan it for the year. Maybe next year. It's definitely not going to be that I write another one and we do it in the fall.
Okay,
Maybe someone else will write it. It would be great if eventually it's all student done. So like it's a student script and everything is student done, student directed. Who knows? All of it. It'd be great if it was there and or somebody else can just be facilitator or producer and it's all
Right.
just done by students.
so you'd rather have the students facilitate that and then just oversee it more?
Yeah, the goal of our department really is to have as much of the students do it as possible. So if you come see a show, it's a live show at this point, because we've been doing it for a while, you'll see the people who are directing the show sitting in the audience watching. We're not backstage, we're not in the booth.
Right.
It's all students running everything, because that's the whole point. We help direct it, but when it's all said and done, we don't want to have to do any of it because it should be done by you guys. So film's the same way. This time I had to write it, I had to do the editing, I had to do the sound. I did a lot of stuff for it this time.
Right.
It'd be great to have people take over a lot of that and do it.
Okay.
And if not, I don't think I'm going to do it next fall for sure. If I have to do everything I did this time,
Right.
it's probably not going to happen this next fall. I need to take a break.
Right, makes sense. Okay, so just to end out, what was the impact you were hoping to have on the student body in making this film?
Well, I really wanted people to see that we could produce something that was close to professional or at least looked pretty good or,
Yeah.
that wasn't just like a sort of a student film. Wanted to be, as close to, well edited, well scripted, well directed, good acting, all the stuff that we, could do, which I feel like we've been working on for many years.
Right.
And just being able to have that showcase the kind of stuff we could do film-wise, just a change of medium.
Right.
Like I really wanted that to be something where people went, oh, we can do that here. Well, let's do more of that here. And that was the point.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for watching Southerner Conversations. I really appreciate you being here today. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And for all of our viewers, if you want to see any past, present, or future things that we do, you can just go to Southerner Online, scroll down to Southerner Conversations, and that's where we have all our videos. So yeah. All right. Thank you.